Welcome to From the Ashes, the Dungeon Crawler Network podcast all about Ashes of Creation by Intrepid Studios. Bear witness to the rebirth of the MMORPG genre from the ashes of an industry that has left the gamers behind. Today, it's the Krojak Show.
The Krojak Show. I was going to say, right. You were supposed to say, I am your host, Aggelos.
Nope. We're just an amorphous blob of a co-host.
You've ruined
it. I did.
I don't know what to do now. Like I've lost my position. I don't know how to act. I don't know how to feel. Like I'm out of sorts now. The show's ruined.
Well, I know we were live an hour ago. Who knows what's
been talking
on
for so long.
I know. I thought that was what our show topic was. Not at all anything we're doing here.
We turned to Ark. It's like, Ark, have we been live this whole time? Ark's like, no, you're good. You haven't been live. It's like, oh, good.
Well, whew.
We actually have something kind of important to talk about today.
It does feel like it's something that people would be excited about.
It's pretty monumental.
Yeah.
Pretty massive. I mean,
massive. Yeah.
You have a YouTube channel. That's massive. It's monumental. Everyone listening, like, oh my God, Egg has a YouTube channel.
Is that what we're talking about?
That's the monumental news. If you're here thinking that there's anything more important than that, you're absolutely wrong.
Yeah, we'll talk about the YouTube channel, but then we'll also talk about this little itty bitty thing. Just this itty bitty thing, like Alpha 1 playtest schedule.
You mean APOC, right?
Oh yeah, totally APOC.
Yeah, it's always APOC.
Yeah, it's just APOC. Yet. No, this is Alpha 1 playtest schedule where we get to finally play the MMO itself, and there's some really good stuff. Because guess what? Crow, we'll be able to stream it.
Oh, I know. So to say, it's not just the alpha test, right? Because there has been alpha tests for the last little while, but they've all been like closed NDA and no one can see it. Apparently, when was actually the NDA lifted? Like spring, I believe.
Ooh,
I actually got that image. Where'd it go? We have to actually get the actual schedule up. The most important topic of the entire podcast, that Alpha of Ashes of Creation is coming into Alpha 1, public Alpha 1, NDA lifted Alpha 1, where all your favorite streamers and content creators can actually show you what they've done so far. Mm-hmm. That's coming. And that's the same.
And let's talk about this one a little bit because it is coming incredibly fast. Here is what we're looking at 2020. Now this, just a little bit, there will be Alpha 1 preview. These pre-tests will be starting on December 18th through December 21st. Very close to Christmas.
18th to 21st. So that's like a 3-day test, which I think might be among the longer tests we've had.
Yeah, really it's like a 4-day full wipe test. Yeah.
If the servers are up the whole time, that's a win.
Yep. Now here's the thing. This is important. This is under NDA. This Alpha 1 playtest schedule, all right, has 4 different waves. Now, before you guys freak out, the 4 waves are very, very close to one another. And they're generally a limited amount of time. Okay, a couple days here, a week, and then like a month. The first 2 are under NDA. The rest are not. So unless something very, very, very bad happens with testing and they have to go back, you're not going to be waiting long. But the first test, as I said, starts December 18th through 21st, and everyone who is a Braver of Worlds and above are in.
Yep.
Now, Braver, that's like the $500 package.
That's the $500 pack, which was the beginning of the lifetime sub level of Kickstarter, which is a lot of people went Braver of Worlds because they really wanted that lifetime sub, right? So a lot of people did that.
Oh, yeah. That was probably one of, if I remember correctly, it was one of, I shouldn't say it was one of their most, obviously the lower the cash value you're going to have. But in terms of what we would call the high end packages, it was like, it was massive. Yeah, there were thousands of players.
Sub. It was the lowest, it was the least expensive way you could purchase a lifetime sub, which is why it had such a huge chunk of people. If there was a bell curve of the most expensive packs and least, there's a big chunk there in that bell curve of people because they wanted that lifetime sub.
Well, if you think about it, if you're paying month to month in most cases, an MMO is about $180 a year.
I'll say 180. Yeah. Couple years.
So in 3 years' time, you would have paid off how
Not
much
including
it would cost.
The embers they gave you and the other cosmetics and blah, blah, blah. Like it was so worth it. Once you got again, why people bought it en masse, because they did the math in their head and they're like, wow, this is worth it. Even after a year of play with all the other stuff added, it was so worth the cost.
Yeah.
If the game ever came out. I mean, we're talking 2017 when this happened.
Right.
And we were just on a prayer and a hope that it was going to happen.
And 100 podcast episodes.
100 podcast episodes later.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? Remember the podcast before even the BR was the thing. We were like just talking about theory, about what we knew from wikis and stuff. And then the BR happened and we were hyped about it. And then we were concerned about it. And then there was a whole bunch of drama around it. And then it was polls. And
I'm not going to lie. I kind of missed the BR.
I said, if you get this alpha test out and it's public and people can see it and there's no more doubt of MMO, bring it back. Bring it back. Put cosmetics in it. Put embers in it.
People will play it just because then they know that the MMO is coming and it's something to do in the meantime.
The streams and the YouTube videos will create the hype for the MMO, and then you have us free to play VR right there.
Yep.
For people with the hype going, I want to do something in the world of Era. I can see it.
Yeah. I played games with a lot less players than what that had in it, but
oh my god, got really ugly by the end.
Yeah.
Very, very small games.
And see, we were talking about this a little bit earlier. What other game has it? And I know it's a little off topic, but not really, because we're kind of talking about bringing BR, running AI bots to fill game matches.
Fortnite did that a bit. They're doing it right now.
Yeah.
They have bot characters in their games.
I know it. I know bots are generally, you're like, well, it's easy. Yeah, but then at least people would be playing games, right? You know.
Fortnite has done it two ways. This is off topic, but it's kind of cool. Fortnite's done it two ways. First, they introduced bots that looked like players. And then based off of how they shot at you and built, you can go, oh, that's a bot. Kind of where the, oh my God, that bad player is a bot kind of phrase came from. But then Fortnite, just to keep the game fresh, just started added actual NPCs into the Battle Royale world. Or in this area of this building, there's this evil force. You can go and attack for extra loot. So they had two types of bots. I can kind of see something like that in an MMO-based Battle Royale.
Escape from Tarkov has it too. The scavs and whatnot.
Scavs,
Yeah.
Yep.
And so it can be pretty difficult.
A scav can one tap you from halfway across the map. No joke. No joke. It's insane. So for Ash's BR, if they're worried about player numbers, you could have spots in the zone that have NPC mobs, and they have the models now for mobs and stuff. You include that in the BR to give people ways to kill mobs that could drop better loot for them to wear to fight the players. Like you can add a different dynamic to the BR by including some NPC mobs and stuff.
Wouldn't it be cool? Okay, now get this. You want to add this in here. Add a PvE element to the BR. By having random bosses like Hunger Sorrow spawn, like it pings everyone on the map going Hunger Sorrow, and you can go kill it, and it drops all legendary gear.
But other players are there too, and it creates some tension and dynamics.
Because it pings on the map at random points. It's like, you know, it pings, and people are like all making their way over there because they're like, if we can kill it and get led, but other players will be there while you're dodging the. On the flip side,
there's players like me that don't even care about the boss and just want to kill the other players that are going to be there.
Oh yeah,
that
would actually be an amazing, fun game to play. Yeah, I think that would have been amazing to do.
Yeah.
Anyway, maybe that would cause. It's really not, because even as we get through these Alpha 1 play tests, which are great, because again, when the NDA drops, it'll show the MMO is being made, right?
Yep.
A lot of the fear that the fearmongers put out there before about, hey, BR's taking away development resources. Honestly, it's not a lie, but it wasn't that much. I mean, Storms built a BR in Unreal in like 20 hours of development time.
They needed people to develop the game, but it's
but it was something they could have done on their lunch break. You know, it's not hard.
Exactly.
But I know when you have the naysayers, again, a lot of people from like Star Citizen stuff, they get that whole feature creep. Oh, we're doing this weird thing now. But when you have the actual MMO in testing and people are able to physically, tangibly see it, not just those of us in the Illuminati, you know, the whole everybody gets a chance to see it. They'll know it's in development. They'll see it's there. We've already seen a massive turnaround in this game. I mean,
as soon as the 4K footage that Steven made was released, and then Lazy Peon saw it, and then made his video, and then other streamers saw that video, like it just went boop, 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 boop.
it had such a change in public reception after that.
Massive.
It was insane. So you could actually legitimately bring the BR back.
Yep.
And be like, hey, here's something that you guys can play and earn rewards for the MMO. That, hey, by the way, here's testing footage. This is literally was up last month. We're bringing it back in X amount of time. Play this, earn embers. Play this, earn cosmetics.
And so there's a couple of topics all baked in here in my brain. So we'll start with one at a time. We'll go through them. First part is what we've seen in the 4K videos from Steven is apparently not what it's supposed to be for the Alpha 1 map. It's a small version of it, right? A tight for early testing. But Alpha 1 is supposed to be 25% of the map. My question is, if it is 25% of the map we've seen is pretty big. But how fast can people burn through the content of the Alpha 1 and then get bored? I'm not talking about like the average player. I'm talking about the streamer and the content creator. Because if the streamer gets bored, having the BR to change pace and take a break from the MMO and then go play the BR for a couple hours and then go back. Like that would be nice for us content creators, right?
Oh yeah.
Have that nice change of pace. Like if you're streaming 6 hours a day, maybe a couple hours you want to break it up in the middle and do some BR. And then encourage the people to jump in.
Oh yeah. And you're right. Like what the big streamers are going to do, they're not going to be like the people like Jalon and stuff like that who are going to sit down and break numbers out, right?
No, it's gonna be like,
that's boring for a stream. But anytime that a new patch comes out, or they're like, hey, by the way, we're trying out this new feature. Guess what? They're right there.
Yeah.
You know, that's what they're going to do. There will be those people out there who will be in the Alpha 1 every second that it's up with spreadsheets trying to figure everything out. Those people are awesome. But like you said, even though it wasn't a great BR, like I said, they added in that PvE related stuff. I think it'd even be better. But it's definitely entertaining to watch. When it was a full map,
oh yeah,
you and I, we were watching each other's streams like crazy. Like we couldn't get enough of it.
Yep,
it was great because as much as people hate BRs or the influx of them, they are entertaining to watch.
They're compelling content to watch, right?
Very compelling.
When you watch, it's funny watching whenever a big streamer is doing a BR, anyone, the big Call of Duty, Fortnite, whatever. It's funny watching the fluctuations of their viewership. And you can see as the match goes longer and longer, you can see their viewers going up and up and up because people are watching. They want to see how the round's going to end. And as soon as it ends, whether they win or lose, it drops again and then it builds up. It happens all the time. It's like a wave for battle royales. Same with Tarkov matches. When Tarkov match happens, like when you're between matches, your viewership goes bleh. But as you're going through the game, it goes up and up again because it's compelling. It's tense. MMOs don't do that unless you're maybe a big raid boss fight or some open world PvP. You need something kind of compelling within the MMO. But general MMO gameplay, 99% of the time is you whacking a rock, you killing a mob, you crafting a shirt. Like it's pretty boring stuff.
MMO streamers specifically are entertainers by themselves. You're watching the personality and the game a little bit. Like you're watching the personality, but you're watching because you like the game and you like the game, and then you find someone whose personality jives with yours, and that's who you watch. That's how it all goes. Anyway, back to these dates. So again, first one, NDA, all Bravers of Worlds and Intrepid pack holders. The second one, Pretest 2, is February 19th through February 22nd. That, again, will be 4 days long. Both of these are NDA ones for backers. And I'm sure we're going to be... Oh, go ahead.
See, this leads into an important topic. Steven had said the past 6 months that he was hoping, it was his goal, to have the NDA lifted by this fall. That was the big thing. Like he wanted Alpha 1 ready by this fall, NDA lifted by this fall. And you're saying that even into February, there's still an NDA in place according to their plan. They have a letter posted with an image and infographic, and that's their plan. I'm actually okay with this. As a content creator,
I take in COVID a little bit too. You know, there's a growing There when COVID first hit, and we try not to talk too much about this because I know everyone's like, oh, not this again. I get it, whatever. But it's true. There was a little bit of growing pains because people are like, is this are we just a week? And then as the months went by, even my job was like this. As the months started to go by, we started going, so I'm thinking this might be more long term.
Yeah, everyone started working from home. Here's the gear. Here's the hookups. Yeah. This is permanent. Short term permanent.
You want to hear something? This is disgusting, and I'm so glad. And this is actually very poignant for our kids. So because of COVID and having to learn how to do school digitally, I've actually learned, at least here in the States, they're going to do away with snow days because they now have the technology to make the kids go to school during snow days.
It makes so much sense. I mean,
well, it does.
We didn't have this back when I was a kid. I love snow days. Snow days are great.
I'm sitting there praying for snow. It's like, please let there be snow.
Snow days are awesome, man.
Yeah, snow days were the best. But now our kids won't have snow days.
Yeah, we have too much technology. We've proven it works and it's functional, and we're doing it right now. GG snow days.
It was actually funny. This has actually forced us to develop the technology. Like, we've always had it, but schools and things have been slow to adopt it.
Yep.
But now, and like even the idea of remote work was something that most places are like, oh, I don't like doing that. But now that they're forced.
You know what? This might save the highways. This might save congestion. This might save commuting. This might save a lot of things. If even after COVID, there's vaccines and things cools down, if companies are like, I don't want to pay for office space. I don't want to pay rent. I don't want to pay hydro. Everyone work from home.
I would love that.
Yeah, it might be a thing depending on the business and stuff. Right?
Yeah.
But regardless, so Steven is now, this is back on topic. Steven is now pushed back the no NDA alpha clear into spring. Which is like months and months from what his goal was. And I'm fine with this. From what we've seen from the footage, I can't speak of my my experiences yet. What we've seen from the publicly available footage, it's a beautiful world, but there doesn't seem to be a lot of functionality yet. So this bit of extra leeway will hopefully give them time to give us enough functionality so that when the alpha is public, it's not embarrassing, that there's enough meat there for people to go, hey, there's something really here, as opposed to a shell.
And here's the thing. They're going up against New World now, and they just did their public test. Besides the fact that the major complaint I heard about New World, other than wherever you sit on the fence about mechanics, like I liked it when it was more survival-like game than where it is now. Because before it was more or less Conan Exiles, but in MMO form, and I love that. I get it. It's niche. It wouldn't have been popular. Whatever. I won't comment about that, but the only real complaint that I had heard about New World was how the quests were generic and not very engaging. It's like, well, that just needs one or two good writers to actually fix that up, but mechanically it worked, right?
That's an underestimated aspect of MMOs is, especially, we've seen the world map for Vera, it's massive. And all that world is going to need NPCs that need text for conversation and quests that need text. That's a lot.
And not just text, because again, New World had text, but it was dumb text. It's like, there's rats, go kill them.
Kill 5 rats.
Okay, are they corrupted rats? I don't know. Just bring me 10 rats. Like, is this the 16-bit era again, where we're trying to fit as much data on these cartridges as possible, so you cut the sentence down?
Yep.
Yeah, there is something to be said for the immersion aspect of a game that will be lost if it's not done right. So
no. Spacebar through quest text as fast as I humanly can. Oh my god! As soon as they made an add-on and WoW that was like automatically accept quests, I was like, hallelujah.
Oddly enough, no, and actually, I'm becoming more like you now than I was before. But I installed an add-on in ESO that hid the text until the voice actor read it, so it would slowly reveal as the voice actor read it, so you couldn't skip ahead.
That's neat. That's cool.
But again, ESO is different. They had full voice actors. I'm like, I want to experience this, but it's sort of that habit of you read faster than they're speaking. You get to the end, even if you're trying not to read, you read.
You can't help it. Yeah, I hear you.
And then you're like, spacebar. But this hit it and slowly revealed the text as they were reading it. And that was pretty neat.
Ashes isn't trying to voice act their game. That would just add a whole level of financial cost and time and effort. And man,
and I'm torn on that because I both love voice acting, but then I also realize how much of a single player experience it becomes. Doing group content is torture.
Yeah, because some people want to hear the voice acting, some people want to skip the cutscene.
I wouldn't even do dungeons in ESO when they came out until I got my friends together, because I would be like, oh, there's a book. Give me 5 minutes. I'm going to sit here and read this book. I had to actually go in with fellow lore nuts who wanted to, because let's face it, you talk to the quest NPC to actually accept the quest and move on. Even if you listen to it, it's 1.5 minutes. Yep. If you listen to all the additional dialogue, because they often, you hit the last button, it goes quest accepted. But then there's like 5 more options. You don't need to listen, but they give backstory.
Yeah.
Even if the other people listen to it and they don't want to listen to another 8 minutes.
Yeah, makes sense.
It's sort of the one thing I do like about the text though is if I did have to go in with another group, I took screenshots of each thing, and then I went back and read the books and stuff later on my own time so I could get the lore, but that was not as much fun. Anyway, so then starting in March 19th through March 26th, a solid week is the first no NDA test.
This is going to be interesting. Are we in the Vera map, right? Or are we not? For according to what Steven said in one of the last dev live streams, he said that there's going to be a lot of influence of Tropical World in the Alpha 1 test. And if the NDA is lifted, I'm guessing it's going to be in place. And as you can see on the screen right now, for those of you watching on YouTube or on Twitch right now, this is the world map. And in the leftern section of the map, the far left side, you see lots of tropical islands.
Did you like throw left and western in the same word?
I'm
said leftern
west. Leftern?
I know, but you just said leftern.
You
said leftern, and I'm like, is that left and western thrown together?
We have leftern. We got right east. We've got top
right
earth, top earth, and bottom mouth. That just sounds naughty. Anyways, so the tropical zone is supposed to be heavily included in the Alpha 1.
Going to need to be bleeped out.
So that's going to be the left side of this map here. So my question is, this is an important topic. Way back in Kickstarter, we were told that the Alpha 1 was supposed to be 25% of the map. 25% of the map, playable map.
Yep.
So that, if you look at this map image, that 25% should stretch beyond the simple, small tropical islands there, that little circle tropical islands. I imagine it was taking some of that mountainous zone to the top, maybe some of that heavy woods to the top right of that area, maybe some of the plains to the southeast. It should incorporate a lot more of than just that.
And you're thinking that we'd probably enter through a divine gateway. So that first divine gateway you're seeing in that plateauish region, will probably be where we're coming out, and probably is that northern. I would imagine, let me zoom out here. If it's 25% of the map, if you put a cross right through the center of this thing,
it's a lot of land.
That is a lot of land. If this were literally broken out into quadrants, we've got all of that tropical area. We got that mesa-ish area, that deep alpine forest, and even probably some of that the bottom section right there would probably be temperate forest and those misty mountains.
Yep.
Far over.
Here's a question.
Boats.
This map is massive. Yep, there you nailed it. So naval, how much is going to be in there? So if they have all of that zone of tropics, that's a lot of islands spread by a lot of water. Are we just going to jump on our little water mounts, our little tide walkers, and swim across, or are they going to have boats ready for Alpha 1? I don't know.
I feel like the tropical area would not be a great place to start if you didn't have boats ready to go. Oh, we're going to start on this island. By the way, you can't swim and there's no boats. So we have 25% of the map, but everyone can't leave the starter island you're on.
So the western continent, the mainland of the continent, does have tropics, right? Beneath the mountainous terrain, you've got some tropics there attached to mainland. So you don't
on the Misty Mountains?
On the left side, the hilly area to the south of that, still attached to the mainland, are some tropics. There's a stretch there.
I see that. Yep.
They don't necessarily have to let us leave that and go to any of the islands, and we can still get our tropic on. Technically.
Yeah, but is that truly 25% of the map?
Well,
Unless
because 25% of the map that goes like up into the hills and then around into the temperate. You can stay on mainland of the land and then dodge boats.
We're assuming they're splitting the map into quadrants. It could be 25%. And they could literally do 25%
gateway here, gateway here, gateway here.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, if they're going to keep the world, I mean, we're assuming they split the map in perfect quadrants. They could literally just be like, no, we're kind of somewhere in the middle, but we're locking, Yeah.
We'll see. I have so many questions, and we won't know until the time comes. What's the final date? Uh-oh. Ladies and gentlemen, I think I'm alone. Either I'm alone or Aggelos is alone. Something has gone horribly, horribly wrong, and I can't tell. So I will have to continue to talk as if I am alone. I feel so lonely. Actually, according to watching the Twitch stream right now, ladies and gentlemen, Aggelos is broken. So this leads into the final date. I'll have to actually pull it up for you. There is a month-long test coming in March, I believe. If I can just find the actual date itself. And what's really interesting about this month-long test is that it's labeled as officially Alpha 1. The full Alpha 1. Not a part, not pre-alpha, not the pre-test. No, it's straight up Alpha 1. Which for me is absolutely terrifying. And I'll find the exact date for you guys right now. I don't actually have it handy. You'd think I would, but I don't. Now, what's fascinating about this is we know that the Alpha 1 is supposed to be intermittent testing. It's not the Alpha 2. Alpha 2 is supposed to be the full game, the entire map, 100% of the map, and the servers are supposed to be up consistently. Alpha 1 doesn't have such a thing. It's only a portion of the map, and it's only up for small stretches at a time. But this begs the massive question for me. If the Alpha 1 test, according to the mind of Steven, what he's publicly showed us, if the Alpha 1 test is only 1 month, and he hasn't listed any other tests after that, does that mean we're going to jump into Alpha 2 that quickly? Does it mean we're going to jump into Alpha 2 immediately after this 1 month test of Alpha 1? Or are there additional Alpha 1 tests afterwards? Is Alpha 1 1 month, 1 build? And then for that month of it being live, they're working on the next build and modifications and updates and stuff. And then boom, they get it going again. That's a great question. I'm not too sure. We won't know until that date actually occurs. And now I'm scrolling down, and here is the actual date from April 6th. From April 6th to May 6th is Alpha 1. Official, full Alpha 1. April 6th to May 6th. Write that down. So the week-long test in March is an Alpha 1 preview. Maybe they don't show us the full map in the preview. Maybe the preview is on a different map just to give us a taste of what it could be. And then full Alpha 1 from April to May could be the whole map, which is insane. I'd like to see that. I like to watch Steven and Intrepid Studios hold their cards to their chest a little bit and keep things kind of safe and not show the full world map until the full Alpha 1, the available Alpha 1. Part of me wants to have that secret go on.
There I am.
Hey, he's back. Aggelos, I was all alone and I had to keep talking and I didn't know it was done. I was fine. I was kidding. I was fine.
No, it's all good. Yeah. It was one of those things where it was so funny because I was talking and all of a sudden your face went like this.
And yours did too. Your face held still. I'm like, as I could talk, I'm like, maybe I'm down. Maybe he's down. I don't know who's down right now. So let's keep talking just in case. So I was saying to the podcast that the full Alpha 1 test, the month-long test, is April 6th to May 6th.
Yep.
Right? There's no longer preview. It's the full test. I was wondering. They've only listed this 1 month-long test for Alpha 1. Right there.
Right.
April 6th to May 6th.
Right.
There could be additional month-long tests after that. Maybe they do one build, like one build of the MMO. You test it for a month. In the background, they're working away. Maybe the next month, days later, a week later, boom, another month testing, new build. Or do they go to Alpha 2? And I highly doubt the Alpha 2 part. Because that means they would need the full map ready. With all the functionality and the NPCs and the quests and blah, blah, blah. Like, there's so much work.
And the multi-classing system, which we already know
let's not even talk about that.
Part. Yeah, the 64 different combinations, which aren't even...
Yeah, but we've only seen a handful of classes so far in this pre-alpha footage.
We haven't even seen all 8 archetypes.
They need to have all 8 archetypes ready, probably by that official Alpha 1 full month long test. I mean, the NDA lifted preview in March. Maybe they have some of them ready. Maybe they don't. Maybe they keep us like guessing for the full test. But by that full test, they need to have all the classes done, the base classes, Summoner, Bard, those two specifically, because those are really, really, really touch and go, really complicated kind of classes to work out.
I'm pretty sure they already talked about the only ones that they even had when Steven was talking, which is
Rogue, Rogue Fighter they mentioned. We haven't touched Fighter. Yet. We've touched. We've seen things like
it's tank, cleric,
mage,
and ranger.
I've not yet seen a ranger.
They've had a ranger class. I know they have because they showed us. But they showed us stuff even from after the BR came out.
Yeah, further back. So they were taking BR abilities and putting them into the ranger, but in the recent footage that Steven has shown, there was only 3 classes: tank, cleric, mage.
Gotcha.
You haven't seen the ranger in a while.
They probably scrapped it from the BR days. Yeah.
Yeah. Ranger, rogue, fighter, bard, and summoner are the 5 we've not yet seen since the BR days.
Yeah, and even the BR ranger was really, it wasn't a ranger; it was a range class that. Yeah. It was, whatever.
So maybe during the week NDA lifted test they have the 8 classes, but if not, by that month-long test they have to. They need to be out there.
Remember, they did talk, and again, this is going back a ways. Remember, they talked about doing like different parts, like even the test that we had that was we're allowed to talk about now. It was under NDA, but the 0.5 alpha.
Oh yeah.
Which was supposed to be, Alpha 1 was supposed to have 2 parts, Alpha 1 and Alpha 1 Part 2.
Yeah.
And the Alpha 1 still didn't have all the classes. Alpha 1 Part 2 is where we were supposed to have all the classes. So I don't know if that mentality is still in their head, but given the fact that they only have 3 right now, and while the footage we saw was good, you could tell there's things missing.
Oh yeah.
Like key mechanic things missing. Like the node system building up and
they demonstrated some of that, but it still needs work from what we've seen on the public videos.
Yep, exactly.
Also, races. We've seen dwarves and we've seen humans.
Right.
I haven't seen an orc yet. Not an orc model. We've seen some concept art, and we've seen elven concept art and elven buildings.
Yep.
So there's some work there too.
They technically have an elf. When we played the BR, remember the statues?
Oh yeah.
The statues are literally the same model they would have used.
Yeah.
Well, exactly. That's what they are.
Human, pointy ears, done. Chiseled jaw, pointy ears. Soft voice.
But we haven't even seen concept art of the Tulnar yet.
No, the entire underground, we don't even know everything.
We've got the furries running around with their little wet dreams of what the Tulnar might actually be, and then, no one knows. Yeah, is it actually what's going to be their fantasy, or is it literally going to be humans with scales on their face? Like we don't know any of that. How
far in the spectrum can you go animal to humanoid? Like let's wait and see.
I know. Well, they did mention that you'd have these spectrums. You'd be able to, but they said you'd be able to switch the scales, stuff like that, and make it more reptilian, mammalian, whatever. But I'm assuming you're still one of the sentient races that were left behind. So you're not. I highly doubt you're going to change your form, like you're going to grow like cat legs where your knees bend the other direction.
Magic.
Well, yeah.
Sorry, this is the answer to everything. They were underground. There's a humongous magical cataclysm, underground magical radiation, wizards magic.
All right. We've already seen what happens to people when they're underground. You remember that one horror movie with The Descent? Yeah.
5,000 years of magic in underground. No sunlight.
Yep. Who knows?
Welcome to New Vera.
They're all the Tulnar are blind. Like so, literally when you log into the game, your screen's just black because you're blind.
The team in charge of character models and fitting armor on those character models are probably crying into their pillows, thinking about how the scaling from really beastie beast to humanoid beast and getting all the stuff to fit and not clip through things and
But again, that's where I'm thinking you're not going to have weird shapes.
Yeah.
Because this is the thing that people don't seem to understand
Crazy
about modeling.
Spikes from lizards and stuff.
Yeah. No, you're probably going to be humanoid. And if you want fur, you may get a little fur. If you want scales, you may have a little bit of
armor, the fur is removed and the armor goes on top. Simple edits. Simple cuts.
Yeah. Because I know this was a common thing in like World of Warcraft. Well, it just resizes. No, someone resized that by hand. So when you make one piece of armor and it's simple chain hullbreak, you have to make it for every race and gender. So you make that same one 8 times. Well, in our case, how many races we got? We got human. Well, we got 2 races of human, and whether or not it's
2 of each.
9. It's 9 races, but it's actually double that. It's 18 because you have male and female. So unless the dwarves are token-esque dwarves where you can't tell the females from the males, their body shapes are different.
The Nakua, you should be able to see a difference because they're not a bearded race of dwarves. But
you don't know that.
According to concept art, so far they're not very bearded. They're lightly bearded. Some of them have
lightly bearded.
They're not like freaking dwarf beards. You know what I mean? Like the other race of dwarves.
I'm just saying. Are we talking about are we talking about males or females?
Nakua males aren't super bearded, and females don't look bearded at all, according to concept art so far. Think about Maui. Think about Moana. Think about.
I know.
That's the visual. So not a whole lot of facial hair going on.
Let me just say this.
So far,
female dwarves need beards.
In the other race, the mountainous dwarves, the traditional fantasy dwarves, if there is a clean shaven female face, I will be upset.
I would be.
I'll be upset. I will cry.
Steven has the same love of Tolkien as I do. He's not gonna let female dwarves not have beards.
Yeah.
There will be a beard option for female dwarves.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, we'll all disown him as a fantasy.
I'm fine with the beard option. I'm not fine with the no beard option.
Fair.
Females of that particular dwarven race. Nakua, whatever, cool, whatever. But the hardcore mountainous geometric shaped dwarf name escapes my brain right now.
Dunir.
The Dunir. If you're a Dunir woman, like there is no beard option. The remove beard option is grayed out on the character creator. You must have a beard. It's a female Dunir. There's no way to take it off. You can have a small beard, but it's got to be there.
It's got to be there. There's got to be a little soul patch or something.
I don't care, something. It's got to be there.
Wow.
So April 6th, Alpha 1. April 6th.
And it's a month-long test.
April 6th.
I'm excited for that. It's going to be awesome.
When you did your, mind pose and froze, I was mentioning that part of me wants the developers to play their cards close to the chest a bit and have that week test before in March, as NDA lifted, to not be on Vera. I want to save the Vera Alpha 1 test for the full month-long official day 1 of Alpha 1. So that way, when the streamers who did that week before and they streamed it on like whatever little side map they've got for testing and they experience it, they can tell their audience, guys, April 6th, we're stepping into the real Vera. Boom. I want to make it a thing, like an event.
Almost like a launch.
Almost like a soft launch, but it's not. It's a launch in terms of the public seeing the first steps of real Vera.
Right.
I want to build some hype for that. That'd be cool.
That would be cool. That would really see.
On the flip side, you're now going into this entire geography without having stepped foot in it ever untested and praying to whatever gods you pray to that it holds up and works fine for a month. Which could be a massive problem. Almost like the funny face Mr. Aggelos is making right now as we speak, which is really unfortunate. He's got this look on his face where he looks like he's happy. He's satisfied. He's very chill. That is my hope, ladies and gentlemen. I'm hoping that real Vera is kept until level 1, which I think would be very, very cool. Now, on the main topic, what we talked again before Aggelos left last time. Alpha 1. How many Alpha 1s are going to be? I like the fact that it's a month-long block. Because then you, like I said, you got the month-long, the test, and they can work on it in the background, have a week in between. It's 5 days, 4 days, whatever they want, and then open it back up again with a whole bunch of patches. They have a big old list of patch notes and stuff, and content creators can talk about the patch notes and stuff, which would be fantastic. And then they can do that over and over and over again, month, boom, 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 over and over and over again until they're ready to reveal to you the rest of the map, the secondary classes, the naval system, blah, 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 blah in Alpha 2, because Alpha 2 is going to be the meat and potatoes of the world. It's going to be the whole world, which is insane. Everyone's all excited about this Alpha 1 test. The Alpha 1 test is only a part of everything. It's 25% of the map. It's only primary classes. That's all. Aggelos is looking into my soul as we speak, and it's amazing. But Alpha 2 is where the meat and potatoes is, and we don't know when that's going to be. It could be a year out. It could be a few months out. Depends how fast these developers get Alpha 2 ready, the whole map, the secondary classes, the naval, the stock market. Like, do we forget about the stock market? There's a stock market.
I actually did till you mentioned it. I went, oh, wait.
I'm going to invest in our guild. I'm going to get my viewers to invest in our guild and buy Hands of Fate stock.
That's right.
Yeah, invest in Hands of Fate, chat.
Crashes faster than crypto, but hey!
It just bubbles hardcore. Oh, man.
Wow. Yeah. No, there's so much.
They don't need power creep. They've got enough power creep or scope creep. Sorry, they've got enough.
Yeah. Yeah. No, because I'm sitting there these are things that we haven't talked about in probably
Real
50,
estate.
60 episodes. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
What about, think about it this way. The apartment housing that they're planning on doing is its own instanced housing server that they're going to have to figure out how to do.
Yep.
Oh my goodness. Housing system by itself.
Yeah, all that.
If you do ESO's housing, they give you like a full 3D editor, pretty much the same things that the actual developers had to build the world, but they didn't have that originally.
Yeah. I would love down the road, I don't know how far, but far enough, for the developers.
Freeholds. Oh.
Let the developers, please. This is not important right now, but it'd be cool down the road. Let people have access to your APIs in the regards to design, in the regards to your furniture and stuff like that. Allow them to start designing their own things and then maybe sending them to Intrepid for approval before Intrepid can put them into the game, right? And then they can say, this piece of furniture was art written or created by blah, 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 and that's cool. Allow some of the people in the world you live in, you're creating, to do some work for you in that regards. Cool pieces of furniture, cool pieces of art, this, that, the other thing. That'd be kind of cool. Just a small, tiny thought.
Yeah, no, like that is actually something that's pretty neat. Some games do that. Like the I'm thinking Fallout right now. Fallout 76 has their content creator program that you can make add-ons, submit it, and if it's good, they'll add it into the game.
Mm-hmm. See, I thought that too. My brain thought about add-ons, but I also know that Intrepid's policy is to go no add-ons for their game. So that's why I didn't go down that road. But hearing you mention all the house building that they have to design, I'm like, why not tap into the community and have them help you?
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, I was using that as an example, but if they had a anything, like you said, that's a submission process, whether you're good at drawing and you can do concept art, or it provide 3D models.
People don't need financial compensation for this. Just the fact that in game, it'll say to anyone who looks at it, this was designed by
flavor
blah, blah, blah.
text. Yeah,
flavor text. That's plenty for people. People will bend over backwards to have that happen for them. 8,000
hours of development just so it says, wooden chair designed by character name or designed by your
chair. It's like got 3 legs. It's fallen over, but it's mine. I designed
my chair. I made this.
The nails are bent, crooked, and rusting, but whatever's held together, it's good.
It's all good. Chair. This is what's gonna happen.
Yeah, it's one leg shorter than the other. Your character model is literally slanted, sitting in this chair. My entire tavern is nothing but those chairs. No real chairs. Not a single chair is straight. They're all bent at different angles. Every single chair.
Everyone.
The tables are sloping. Yeah. Every 20 seconds, you have to tap E on your keyboard to stop your drink from going to the end of the table to pick it up and put it back to the top. Nothing straight.
When someone sits on a bench, it raises up on the other side.
Yep.
If there's like a Nakua or a Duner dwarf on it, they raise up.
And then a Renkai orc
taller?
sits and then straightens them out. All of a sudden, the Nakua and the orc are the same height. Why not?
That would be great.
Why not?
Oh man,
make it so.
All right. Make it so. All right, so that's it. That's some big stuff coming. Alpha 1 playtest schedule, of course. We're excited, and honestly, December 18th, that is what? 2 months away? Not even 2 months.
There seems to be a couple months between each test. Until you get to like February, March, April, right? So you got like a couple months test, couple months, and then you start to get every month tests.
And that's smart, because let's face it, December 18th to February 19th, that's 2 months. You think, wow, that is a long time. But what if they have something really bad like the login server? Because this is you think all Bravers and Intrepid pack holders, you think about that, that's probably, would 2,000 players be an understatement? I don't think so.
I can see it. I can see it concurrent.
Yeah.
Even 1,000 for sure.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Especially day one, like the second the server's open, I mean, I'm sure it'll balance out as the days go on, but I'm just saying the amount of people who are going to hop all Bravers and up, that's a lot of potential players. Yeah. I think 2,000 is being a little conservative. I think it might be a little higher than that. I don't remember the last numbers of how many people there were.
Literally grabbing it right now very quickly before we duck out. Bravers, last documented. Oh my goodness. There's multiple levels of Bravers because it was like early access Bravers and the next.
Yeah.
There are thousands of people between all the different Bravers. And then you add in the 1,000 players. You're looking at, I'm looking at 2,000 to 3,000 players.
Easy.
And
that's only, you're probably seeing that from the Kickstarter page, right?
Yeah, this is a Kickstarter page.
That doesn't even include the summer and the later editions, the people who bought.
Or later. People who bought the 100 and then upgraded to the 500 down the road. You're probably going to see 1,000 concurrent. I can see 1,000 concurrent, which is just nutty.
Yeah, considering every time that they've been online right now, like you've seen, oh wow, look, they're running around the world. That's probably 8 people playing right now, not 1,000.
Maybe like 30 or 40 tops.
Yeah, even if they got their whole studio, if they got every single person, including the janitor, they have maybe 200 people on the server.
Oh yeah, maybe.
So yeah, those servers on that first day are gonna be on fire. I mean, literal fire.
Literally.
Yep. That poor guy sitting in the server room. This is fine. It's all burning down around them.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's exciting. We're really excited. It's been a long time.
Years.
Coming. Years. And I can't believe no one mentioned my shirt.
Yeah, from the Ashes t-shirt.
From the Ashes, courtesy of Arcaneer. Thank you, Arc. You got that for me. I'm the test dummy. I'm the first one to get one.
See the name and get grumpy. Just makes me upset that you have that name and I don't. We were talking a couple days ago about me making a brand new YouTube channel dedicated to Ashley creation, starting from the ground up, because I'm very good at that. And one of the names I had brainstormed at the time was From the Ashes, until I quickly remembered, no, I'm sorry, I can't do that. My podcast is limited to that. So yeah, it's all good.
I mean, you've gotten a lot of names from me, like Mr. Krojak alone was a suggestion from me in chat.
Yep.
You call your wife Mrs. Krojak, why don't you go Mr. Crow?
It's funny. I'm debating on my Crow YouTube channel, which just cracked 250k subs. I'm debating changing the name to Mr. Krojak because on Twitter, on Instagram, and everywhere I have Mr. Krojak. I have the handle, but getting Crow is impossible. It's only 3 letters, and different social medias are like minimum 5 characters, minimum 4 characters. So I thought about it, but anyways, we should wrap up and maybe do an after show.
Maybe we could do that. All right. We'll go ahead and do this whole fun thing. The outro, final thoughts. Krojak, why don't you give us your thoughts?
24 to 48 hours before the Kickstarter finished, I got a message from a buddy who was like, "Hey, I'm interested in this game. Take a look at it." Linked me to the page. I read through it. I watched the videos. I became hooked. I consumed all the information I could in a couple of hours. I just went through it crazy. I approached my wife and I said, "I want to do this. I have an idea. I want to do this for YouTube and blah, 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 blah." I went, give my whole pitch. She gave me the thumbs up. I backed it hardcore. I've backed it even more hardcore since then. And here we are 3, almost 4 years later. And we're finally seeing the actual physical MMORPG after everything we've been through, all the drama with the BR, everything. We're finally here. Yep. It's around the corner. And I almost don't believe it. I'm almost like, no, this is a lie. This can't be possible. This is not going to happen until 2038, but we might actually see it very soon.
I was thinking I was going to have to boot it up next to my Star Citizen at the same time.
With your 2680 Ti or your 3000, who knows what graphics card is out at that point in time? The 10,000.
We'll be up to at least
Ti.
like 6,000 or 7,000 series.
Oh man,
be nuts.
We'll see.
Who knows? Yeah, might need a new card soon. Anyway,
what about you?
Yeah, I'm definitely excited, and I know we talked a little bit earlier for these tests. My internet not being as great as it once was, I am now going to, but literally, I'm hoping they give us at least a day or two heads up to download the client, because I'm unhooking my PC, running it somewhere, plugging it in, and downloading this, so that way I can have it for the full 4 days, because we'll be going nuts playing through this. I'm really excited to finally be able to jump in and actually see it. Especially after, like I said, the investment that we all put into it and not knowing whether or not it's coming through, and just seeing the progress, and I'm not even talking game progress. I'm talking community reception progress.
Yeah. Massive.
It has been amazing to see.
180.
Oh yeah, totally. So that'll be really cool. I'm really excited to see that. So I'm hoping that all works out. And yeah, gonna be a lot of fun.
So
gonna have to do a video or two on that.
Just to once again remind everyone of the dates. December 18th to 21st, 4-day test, NDA. And February 19th to 22nd, 4-day test, NDA. First taste of no NDA Ashes is March 19th to the 26th. And then Alpha 1 officially starts April 6th to May 6th, month-long test.
There you go. All right. And when that test happens, Krojak, where can people watch you experience Vera?
Oh boy. So let's just go with twitch.tv/Krojak. All right. Keep it nice and simple for Ashes of Creation related stuff. If you want to see what I actually do, Kro, Kro on YouTube. Don't watch. It's terrible. It's horrible. Don't watch it.
Go subscribe right now.
No.
He needs to break 250,000. We need to get him up to that 500,000.
Yeah, 500,000. My God. It might take me a couple years at the rate I'm growing. Do 15K subs a month, so it might take a while.
A little bit. But after this show and everyone who goes and subs to you, then I'm sure you'll get it.
Tomorrow.
Like another 4 people.
Wow. Yeah.
Nice.
How about you?
Yes, you can find me over on twitch.tv/Aggelos, AGGELOS_DCN. I do have a YouTube channel, but because it just started, I'm not giving everyone that. Go to the Twitch, click the link, because there's a link that points you there, because custom URLs and whatnot, but it'll probably be something similar. But whenever I get to that point, messing around a lot with doing survival commentary, going to be some more DAO related stuff, Ashes stuff whenever we get a chance to be able to do all that. So that'll be a lot of, very soon for that.
Spring.
So definitely check those channels out. There you go. Anyway, you can follow everything that Dungeon Crawler Network does over at dungeoncrawlernetwork.com. There you'll find links to all of their social media, including Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, and of course, Discord. Be sure to check out their Patreon program, patreon.com/Dungeon Crawler Network. And if you want to help support the show, you can also consider leaving a 5-star review on iTunes, so people know that they are a real podcast. They say real words. And when they invite me, nothing matters. So there you go.
Sometimes they matter. And sometimes they matter. And sometimes they matter. Don't ruin the out. You ruin the intro. Don't ruin the outro. God.
Hey, this is what happens when they invite me back on and they let me reign again. It goes nuts. Anyway, thank you so much for joining us on this episode of From the Ashes. We'll see you next time.